Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LALATE. It's the Friday edition. It's 6 a.m. and you made it to the weekend. Ready to crush the weekend? The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here. And by the end of the day, the final bill draft will be here as well. We may not see the actual bill until Monday or Tuesday, but the bill will be finalized in the subcommittees of the House of Representatives, and they've been working on it all week long. In this video, I go over what happened with that. I'll be going over Plan B, this extra item they're doing. Then I'll be going over what the naysayers, Republicans, and also stalemate people have been trying to do to derail this from going fast. And I'll be going over what the progressives say and why they think you should have multiple stimulus checks. It's all really incredible, great news. I'm so glad you're here. I'm ready to crush the weekend, are ya? Let's get to it. This is Early Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LALATE. How are ya? You ready to crush the weekend? The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, but I just still don't see any bacon for me. If you remember, drop me some bacon emojis. It might make up for it. This is Early Mornings LALATE, and I have big updates today about the third stimulus check bill. Also details about financial news across the board. And remember, if you've not subscribed, please do. This is the most comprehensive, most complete, and most around-the-clock channel of its kind. 24 hours of programming around the clock. Now at 93 million viewers, we're trying to get to 100 million by the end of this month. So make sure you watch all the videos and make sure you subscribe. We're at 336. We're trying to add another 5,000 next couple days, so let's get it going. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. Over there is an instant premiere. You can chat with your PerPal buddies, interact and talk about what you think you're ready to do with those fingers on Twitter today, because the hashtag campaigns FPUC Retro, MSC, and SS200 are very big. If you're not part of the community, consider joining. The join link is at the top of the chat, in the description, and also in the pinned comment. Become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. And there's so much happening across the board. I'm really excited for you. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that there's a two-path approach to how they're going to get this stimulus package done. And yet, along the way, there have been other options proposed. Those options have fallen by the wayside. Yesterday, the Republicans proposed to do a series of separate bills, one after another, separating topic after topic. That doesn't sound right. It didn't work in 2020, and certainly not working today either in 2021. The White House summarily rejected those offers, saying, no, we're doing everything together. Get on board and get negotiations going, or we're just moving forward along the ball. Press Secretary Jen Psaki yesterday said the needs of the American people are urgent, which they are. From putting food on the table to getting vaccines out the door to reopening schools, those aren't partisan issues. We're engaging with a range of voices that are democracy in action. We aren't looking to split up a package in two. Very well said. Whether it's 2 packages or 3 packages, 20 packages, or a 6-pack, we don't need a 6-pack. We got some beer, for the weekend. We only need one stimulus package. Then White House Communications Director Kate Bedingfield jumped into the discussion yesterday. Despite what you may have read this morning, we aren't planning to split the rescue plan, that's the name of the third stimulus package, into 2. We believe the American people need all the help that we will provide now. I agree, 100%. Brian Dacey, head of the National Economic Council, said that the needs for the American people aren't partial. We can't do this piecemeal. That's also well said. Bernie Sanders along the road has also said much the same. He said, you know what? the Democrats won. We can negotiate with the Republicans, but if they drag their feet, we're not going to wait around for them. We're going to go forward. And that has been sort of the messaging for actually both parties. Republicans say they don't want to sit around looking like they're stalemating, that they're dragging the feet. Democrats, on the other hand, have also said we're not sitting around and waiting for this much longer. It's ironic because they were dragging their feet, both sides, up to just a few days ago, until when Purple Power stepped in and said, hey, do we need to put some fire underneath your feet? You need to get going. And they got going. And now they're moving on what is called fast track in the House of Representatives. So let me now, at the 5-minute mark of this video, explain where the bill is, what's going on with the bill, what is in the bill, what is not in the bill. And I'll also be answering some of your 2,000 incredible questions from yesterday's video. If you have questions or comments to today's video while you're watching, drop them in the comments below. Currently, well, let me back up. First of all, the way a bill becomes law, it passes the House, it passes the Senate, and it's signed by the President. So it starts at one place, goes to another place, and it lands to the third. But in this case, in a very strange choice of events, the Democrats have chosen to do parallel moves with two bills at the same time. Why? Because one is Plan A, it's the bill which I was just talking about, and the other is Plan B. Plan B is reconciliation, a very complicated word to say, so I just say Plan B. It's very simple. Plan A is to do the bill, 1.9 trillion, the stimulus check, the FPC, the hazard pay, all that stuff in there. Plan B is like that. Maybe a stimulus check and maybe one other item, and that is it. Yeah, there's nothing in Plan B. They're not allowed to put much of anything in Plan B because of what that instrument does. It's not allowed to have anything else in it. But next week, they're calling everything for votes. So what's going on today? Now is Friday. And with Plan A, Nancy Pelosi asked her subcommittees in the House of Representatives to get the language and the numbers finalized in the bill and get them approved in their subcommittees. What are subcommittees? Subcommittees deal with particular topics like food or housing or business. And so they say, hey, look at the business part for your subcommittee and get back and tell me if you're fine with the business part. And they'll come back to her today and they'll say, yeah, we're fine. Or we modified 6 to 9 or 2019 to 2020. But other than that, we're fine. We're ready to go. And with that, she's going to say that's a vote of confidence from that subcommittee. Now all the subcommittees, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all ready to go. I can now call the vote. This is Nancy Pelosi. I can now call the vote for the bill in the House of Representatives next week. Now, I'm not guessing. She's actually said that's what she's going to do. She actually said she's going to call a vote for the bill in the House of Representatives next week, and she has asked that the bill be finalized today. Then Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, said yesterday that he has now the plan to call for a vote in the Senate right after it lands there. Remember, Chuck Schumer is your new Majority Leader in the Senate. It's no longer Mitch. So Chuck chooses when bills are voted on. And as soon as he gets it, he's going to say, hi, we're calling it for a vote. He's not going to modify the bill because it's the same party. The modification of the bill is done in Nancy's house. When Chuck gets it, he's just ready to get senators ready to vote and go. You only need all the Democrats to vote in favor of it, and then VP Harris breaks any tiebreaker. Done. It lands on the president's table. Joe Biden signs it. How soon? Could be the end of the week. Could be the end of the week. How soon could the money go out? Could be 10 days. So you see things moving very quickly. This is what's called fast track. Now that's Plan A, and that's what they represent. Plan B is going to do the same path. Now what makes stuff very strange and hard to read and confusing for me to report is that broadcast news reporters have been making a real a confusing mess of this by often referring to Plan B with Plan A and A with B. So then when you read it, you're like, wait a second, which thing are they calling for a vote? They're calling A for vote. They're not calling B for vote. So sometimes it sounds in the articles that A is going to sit around for 5 months and that we're just going to do B. No, that is confusing reporting. Now, ultimately, politicians can change their mind. They've done it before, but this is what they say they're doing. Now, the other elements that got involved yesterday were that Joe Biden continues to do these Zoom chats where he gets on Zoom and he chats with 16 senators. And he said, hey, you know, what do you like about this? What do you like about that? What do you like about this? Oh, yeah, let me make some notes. Okay, I'll get back to you. It's going good. It's going well, but it's just slow. And everyone's just like, you know, Joe, you can't be chatting with these people forever. This is emergency relief. This is not, you know, 5 months from now. So Democrats have heard your messaging. Keep it going. They've heard you, Purple Power. Follow us this channel. I refer to it as Purple Power. They've heard you, and they know this needs to be done now. They understand that Joe is talking about other stuff, and they don't want his talking about other stuff to make it sound like he doesn't care about this stuff. Every time he talks about the clean environment or stamps or things that aren't urgent, that are not going to change in the next 24 hours, but not talking about this, they know it's making people anxious. It's like, wait a second, that's not a particular urgent thing. This is a particular urgent thing. So now at the 10-minute mark, let me cut back then to what progressives did yesterday, and then I'll be going over what are the broad stroke items in the package. The video after this at 6:30, I go over each of the 22 items with you, but I will give you a broad stroke as to the things that aren't in here and are in here. At the 10-minute mark, let me say this, that the progressives in the House, which include AOC, have said, you know, you have a single stimulus check of $1,400. We don't like that. We want a stimulus check every month until the pandemic's over. Yes, this is that same repertoire that they did in 2020. The only difference now is they're not saying the number. They say a check every month until the pandemic's over, which is really positive. It's great news. But you know, I want to be a little critical of them at this juncture of this video, which is that in 2020 fall, they wrote that, and they said that when we were doing the CR and the stimulus, remember the continuing resolution bill? They said, we want all these things, we want all these things. And when there wasn't even a single stimulus check in the proposal, they just kept their mouth shut. They didn't step up. They didn't do anything. It again looked a little bit problem creator-ish, where they just sort of write letters and have press conferences and have pretty logos on memos. But then when it's time to step up and say, do it my way or else, they just sort of fold like a lawn chair. So the fact that they asked for this, nice. The fact that they're asking it at the 11th hour, ridiculous. This should have been asked for weeks ago. And the fact that they're asking for it, does it give me any sense that it's going to happen? No, I don't think it's ever going to happen. They are not strong-willed about anything they do. They just sort of say, I like this. Okay, whatever you want to do. I mean, that's basically all they ever do. I like this, but oh, okay, whatever you want to do. So either you fight for something you want or you don't fight for it. It just looks like a lot of public relations, a lot of window dressing every time I see it. So now let's go to the bill. The bill has a $1,400 stimulus check left over from last year. As one viewer said very accurately in repeating back to me what I say on this video, the $1,400 stimulus check in this bill is really last year's unpaid $1,400 stimulus check for individuals. Last year's unpaid $3,200 stimulus check for adult dependents. There is no new stimulus check for the year 2021. Yes, there is a $1,400 stimulus check in there. Yes, there's a $3,200 stimulus check, but there's no new check for this year. Those are checks that were supposed to be paid to you last year. And this is a break from a campaign promise, a transition papers promise. Next, FPUC is not retro. It's going forward. It's going forward at $400 a week from January to September. That's not what was promised in transition papers from Joe Biden. It's supposed to be $600 a week. Finally, SSI, SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits and veterans benefits, not in there. And I think I'm doing a good job of getting the messaging out that is not in there. I've been telling you this for days. Yesterday, I saw at least a handful of comments, people saying, when am I getting that money? Am I getting it in late January? I'm like, wait a second. It's not in the bill. It's not in the bill. And I know why they're saying that, because they're new to this channel. They came from somewhere else. They unsubscribed from another channel. They came over here because that other channel told them they were getting $2,400 this month or in a few days. Not only are they not getting it, not only are you not getting it this month, it's not even the bill. And the concern that it's not in the bill is a concern that it's never going to be in a bill. And so that is why we have the hashtag campaign SS200. And with that, the video after this at 6:30, I will go more into detail of what you need to expect, push for and modify in the third stimulus package. All right, now let me answer some of your incredible 2,000 questions from yesterday's video. Amber Shannon, I really wish politicians would stop acting like we're chimneys and stop blowing it up our... Robin Parrish, no, we need now. Us Americans waited long enough to do it now. Laura Takoti, more action, less talk. Candy Smith, please, Lord, don't make this be another week. Another week. She wrote the word week 10 times. Pokey Polsey, Pelosi sounds like a broken record. We shall see. Trina Gushy, next week, here comes February, and then it's February after that. That was a consistent comment I got yesterday. Viewers didn't understand why we have to wait 3 more days, 4 more days, 5 more days. Why not just do it in 1 day, 2 days? And that is an important factor. I mean, they did the Cash Act in 24 hours. They did the impeachment in the House in 24, 48 hours. Why is this thing taking so long? Well, one, it's a 6,000+ page bill. It's a very big bill. It's not a 20-page bill. The Cash Act was 4 pages long. This is 6, 7, 8,000 pages. But ultimately, people do have an opinion, and I agree with that opinion. Next, at 6:30, I continue and I go into depth about the items that are in the third stimulus package and why you need to fight for hashtag SS200, fight for FPUC Retro, fight for MSC. Be on social media, take this video and tag the elected officials. Make sure they understand the messaging very loud and clear that they need to get these things in there today. Don't wait, because the bill's finality will be etched in stone by the end of this today. Meantime, if you did not catch it, watch Hazard Pay on Overnight to LALATE, EIDL on Overnight to LALATE, and finally catch FPUC also on Overnight to LALATE. If you have questions or comments in today's video, drop them in the comments below. Meantime, subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel. Like this video and become a Purple Power, a Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay on LA for more.